In this video, we're going to talk about how to identify the right places on a chart to enter just by using pure candlesticks, pure price action, using price action rules. That's the way how market moves. The very first thing as a trader I need to do is I need to make sense of what was the overnight structure doing. And as you can see, this gray area, that's the free indicator I'm using trading hours. This shows the overnight session. Everything to the left in gray area is the overnight pre-market structure. You guys hear me talking about this every single time. This is where the stock market opened, and everything to the right, that's the regular US stock market hours. So the overnight session is indicating a trend range market, but we have bullish bias. Every single major low is higher than the previous one, and the highs are also starting to be higher. So you can see this is not acting as a healthy trend range. We have bullish bias, and here you can really see the EMA, the supportive indicator, holding, and this resistance is now acting as a support. So this is definitely telling me that we have bullish bias, and after this pullback and this bullish push up, it is pretty much clear we are trading a bullish trend. So what I have to do is I need to identify channels. So the way I'm going to look for channels is you always want to look at the beginning of the move and you try to connect the first few swings. So you can see I have two micro swings here, confirmation here and here. This is pretty decent. Or I can use the secondary channel because this move was kind of like a part of a trend range. This is where the uptrend really kick-started. So I can use these two swings and connect it. You don't have to be perfect, but you need to have an idea where the key entry point may be, combine it with the EMA. And now that we know where the key entry point is as a price action traders, I know the bullish bias, okay? Then we're going to go long. I cannot just go long anywhere on the chart because market may pull back. Okay, there's always a pullback and there is a push phase. So I want to buy when the correction phase will end and the brand new push phase will start. Also, what I can do is I'm going to use the prior day close, and you can see this is where we closed and this is where we opened today. There's a massive gap, and a lot of times in price action they want to see these gaps filled. So my target is not only the bullish bias, but I want to see this key level to be reached because this will mean that the gap will be filled. So right now I'm just going to wait and I'm going to count for high probability setup, possibly two-legged pullback. And now we have second entry long, two-legged pullback. Can I take the second entry long? I cannot. Why? Well, because the signal bar is bearish. As a bull, I want to buy above bull bar. There was a decent second entry long here. I forgot to talk about this. But when I was watching this live, it still was a little bit too rangy. But it makes sense because the EMA is holding, the support is holding, so you may have considered. Right now we have clean two-legged pullback. Signal bar is bearish, so I gotta wait. I cannot take. It still would have worked because the stop loss goes one tick below the signal bar when you go long. And notice what we had shortly after. Textbook high probability setup. When something is wrong with the second entry, I can wait for confirmation setup, high low. In this case, there was bad signal bar, so we confirmed it, bearish trap, great 3-month signal bar at the EMA, and we have quadruple test, 1 bounce, second bounce, third bounce, fourth bounce, multiple test. So we have many reasons to enter. We are at 3 key entry points, even the secondary channel, great confirmation to like a pullback, great signal bar. It doesn't get any easier than this. Correction phase ended, and we are bullish, and we want to go long. And this was a great high probability setup. And you can see the market ended up correcting. So at this point, nothing I can do much but to follow price action. Now your thought may be, hold on, are we thinking about reversal? No. Just because we are breaking this channel, that doesn't mean I can expect reversal. I'm still expecting the gap to be filled, and I expect new high for the channel. So I want to see push above EMA and a failed second entry short. Okay, we have a failed second entry short, but we are below EMA. I can't really take it. I need to see forming above EMA. Can I get some high-low confirmation setup? Now I noticed some traders had kind of like a second entry long here around this area. I don't have a tick lower, but if you have high-low here, a little tick lower and a second entry long, new high, first entry, second entry long, this is the place where you want to enter. Unfortunately, on my chart, there's nothing like that. Now, I shortly after have this very strong bullish bar, which I kind of like it. It acts a little bit as a high-low confirmation of failed second entry short. But because it's not technical good setup we want, I have to mark it as more advanced. But you know, this is one of those gut feelings trades that you really like it because you expect for price action to test a new high. We're above EMA, you know, so more advanced trader can consider not a clean, easy, high probability setup. Okay, and price action is trading below. So I'm still expecting new high, but I want to see push above EMA and a high low. I have a high low here, new high, first entry long, second entry long, but it's below EMA. Bad bar and below EMA. I cannot go long as long as we're below EMA. The correction still may be bearish. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, and this leg down may get new extreme as well. So I gotta be careful. Just because I have an idea what may happen doesn't mean I'm going to force my will on the market. Traders, a lot of times they like to manufacture stories in their head that don't really align with how the market is reacting and what the market is giving them. So be patient, be objective. There was a second entry short, but the bar is quite big. You're selling quite low, you know, a little bit aggressive. Now we created the new extreme, and here we're looking at 10,000 tick chart, which I want to give shout out to Bye Bye Money for introducing me to it. But I'm using the 10,000 tick chart as a high time frame to give me bias, possibly look for key entry points. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because on 10,000 tick chart I can clearly see we have bullish channel working higher, and I have a large two-legged pullback where the downtrend played out. So on this chart, it's clear to me that the downtrend played out and the main focus is bullish. This really looks like a two-legged pullback that is over and the main structure is bullish. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we have a second entry short here, or potentially another short attempt. But I'm not looking to sell. I'm not looking to draw a channel like this, okay? First of all, I'm missing all of these early swings. There's too much empty room. And second of all, this leg played out. So I have first leg down. Just gonna copy it, second leg down. What confused few traders is that there was the there was the third leg down, kind of like a first, second, third leg down. So they switched to bearish, but this is not a bearish structure just yet, okay? This channel still needs to get new high. This doesn't look like a healthy downtrend. This looks like a two-legged pullback down, okay? If I'm going to use this channel, it has a break and new extreme. So this is not the time where you're thinking about selling. You can use the higher time frame in 10,000 tick chart, basically that acts as a 5-minute chart, to see that the structure still needs to get new highs. So in fact, I'm thinking bullish, but I cannot go long. We're still below EMA, you know, tempting setup here, but you know, below EMA. Now once again, high low, again below EMA. Can we get a second entry long? We have new high, first entry long, second entry long. This would have been a great setup. Had this second entry long formed halfway down in the middle, you cut this part, let's say it formed somewhere around here, this would have been a great setup, second entry long. It would have closed above EMA, two-legged pullback played out, you need to see new high, but unfortunately it closed so big. This bar is almost 5 points big, closing too high. I don't think we can take it, and market continues working higher, so we expect for price action to get the new extreme. Okay, we have a pullback, but EMA is not rejecting, so I cannot go long. There is no setup. I'm enjoying the downtrend that has an overshoot. So what's going through my mind? I'm expecting new high. I'm bullish. I want to see gap filled. So I want to see push above EMA. I want to see high low, preferably felt second entry short. And nothing is forming. Nothing touching the EMA. Market just rocketing higher. So unfortunately, we cannot really take any good setup here. Okay, we reached the gap. You can see the prior close indicating to me that we reached the gap. So I gotta be a little bit careful, expecting some stronger correction. We can't take lower high. By the time I get a felt second entry long, it has pushed so far down. And it didn't even trigger. You can see there was no trigger below this bar. But even had it been triggered, you pushed so far down. I gotta be a little bit careful. I'm expecting second entry short though, because this downtrend is new low. Can get a second entry short. We cannot. Market created the new extreme. We have a pushback above EMA. And if I'm going to look at the structure, how overall bullish this looks, I am expecting bullish resumption now. Sellers, they had their attempt to reverse the market. They failed. We have a push above EMA. We have a high-low, bad signal bar. Can get a felt second entry short. By the time I get a felt second entry short, it's an inside bar, not full at the EMA. You know, both of these setups are decent. I can mark it mainly because you want to study the context, but I can't really enter them on my chart, unfortunately. Now, great setups context-wise. Downtrend played out, back push above EMA, resuming the bullish bias. But the signal bars are bad. The high low is a little bit better because you can use this double bar entry, put your limit order way back down. You know, great context, but unfortunately the way it formed, we can't really enter. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to study this, what's happening here. Because if I'm going to zoom back, you can see how overwhelmingly bullish this was. And especially here, the pullbacks are starting to be so tiny that you can see how the bullish momentum is picking up. So when the correction played out with the break new low and you have back above EMA push, EMA holding, that's a really sign that the market may be more bullish. And this is indeed happening. We keep working hard. Definitely cannot pick tops. This is not a structure for you to sell. You can ask yourself, do sellers have easy job, make money. They don't. Every single reversal attempt is failing. This is a bullish structure. Don't look for reversals. It may be tempting to, oh, look at this nice bar. It's going to pull back. It has to reverse. It's overdone. Don't worry about this. Your job, when you're trading a bullish channel, just wait for the correction. Okay. We have spike. We have spike. Okay. I have a channel working hard like this. Actually, I think I like it more like this. I was also playing a little bit of a channel like this because the bars are so small. This is really looking like a strong trend. Okay, I have micro overshoot. We have a new high, first entry long, second entry long. Unfortunately, I cannot take it. The downtrend is in play. Okay, but my channels need to get new high. We have overshoot here, so we make a stronger correction. Either way, if I'm playing this channel, I still need to get high low because the downtrend is in play. Can we get high low confirmation setup? We cannot. Okay, downtrend played out with the break new extreme. Visual tool, I get pullback. So now I'm definitely expecting push above EMA and a high low confirmation setup because this was a strong bullish push. Minimal pullbacks, small bars. Can I get high low? And I cannot get any tick lower. No high low on my chart. So no setup for me to take. Market is correcting. We're above EMA. But right now, even this channel has a break new high. You know, we have double trap here. Downtrend played out with the break new extreme. But all these bullish channels played out. Also congestion. Getting very much like a trend range. I don't think we can go long here. Even though it worked for scalp, you can see it work. I don't think we can take it. Market is continuing working lower. Too much congestion. And I believe it's now getting pretty much way too late. Yes, we are back at the market close. At first, you always need to start with the right bias identification. Then you need to look for the key entry point, and then you need to find a high probability setup. So we started with the ranging market that had bullish bias, which quickly transformed into a bullish channel, which gives you the bias for the rest of the day. Now the correction was a little bit longer, but eventually we pushed back above EMA, and this is where the uptrend really started. You can see how small the corrections are, how tiny the bars are, even working hard. So this gives you an idea that the trend is healthy and consistent. Couple of good setups context wise, even this entry long here, but just didn't form that well. Alright, traders, I entered a pretty textbook high probability setup. This is a high-low confirmation. And we got filled. This was a high-low confirmation setup of a two-legged pullback. I barely managed to get my recording in time. It doesn't get any easier than this. You can see we have bullish structure. This is clearly a series of high highs and high lows. I'm looking for some uptrend because it's my job as a price action trader to always identify a good solid channel. Now there's also a secondary channel. You can see I can draw it a little bit like this. And I have two key entry points, pretty much gets you to same place. Either way, what I'm looking at is I can see large two-legged pullback. This is how price action likes to move in pairs of two. So we have new high, first entry long, second entry long. I didn't like taking the very first second entry long because signal bar is bearish. And if I want to go long, I want to go long above bullish bar. So the second entry long formed with the bad bar, so I need to wait. It would have ended up working anyway because it never went below your stop. But I waited for the additional bearish trap, high-low confirmation setup of the visual two-legged pullback, and this is what high-low is for. Confirmation setup if something is wrong with the second entry long. In this case, everything was great. Downtrend played out. Triple test, additional key entry point, actually quadruple test. EMA keeps holding, potential trend line, but more importantly, the second entry long had a bad signal bar. So that was the wrong with it. I waited for great tier 1 bullish signal bar. I dropped my limit order a couple ticks back, and this is previous day's close. You can see there's a big gap. We close here, we open here, and price action doesn't like to see these gaps unfilled. So this is the target of prices. I have prior close here, and this is where I expect the price action may continue trending. So I'm holding the runner around this area. We'll see. We may have a little bit pullback because this is not a strong trend just yet. Kind of medium channel working higher, and we will see if our runner will survive or not. Right, traders, and our runner just got hit. So I hope you had a good trading day. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna talk to you next time. Good luck with your trading.